Hello, everybody, and welcome to our series on power for living. And we all need power for living, no matter where we are or who we are. And today we're going to talk about on power for living, understanding the meaning of life. That's a very interesting, challenging topic. I bring you greetings and gratitude for the opportunity to speak to you on this subject. You know, understanding the meaning of life means hopefully that you will have a meaning for life. And having a meaningful life means you might have to tap into some resources that you didn't even know you had. We want to give you a broad perspective on the meaning of life in this quick video. That perspective on the meaning of life, let's take a look at our share. Let's share our screen here. And as we share our screen, we're going to go into looking at the embracing of the meaning of life as we take a look at the meaning. What do we mean when we say meaning of life? What we mean is we got an opportunity to self-discovery. What do I mean by that? I mean that we have an opportunity to go within ourselves and discover who we are. Let's take our little stick man here. And this person has a mind, a body, and a soul. When I talk about going within, when I talk about going within ourselves, let's bring a pen in here, and and I'm talking about over here. I'm talking about going within ourselves. Why? We go in ourselves for an opportunity for spiritual growth. That's the growth over here. And then we have an opportunity for what I call authentic living. That means being real in everything that we do and everything that we say. And we discover once we are living authentically, the meaning of life grows as well. We get a perspective on the meaning of life. And we're able to discover something else. We're able to discover within ourselves our true nature. What is our true nature? Our true nature is one of love unconditionally. Our true nature is one of empathy and compassion. Our true nature allows us to tap into who we really, really are. And in order to do that, we got to overcome something, and that's our ego. What is our ego? Our ego is who people think we are and who sometimes we think we are too. How do we do that? And that's the challenge that all of us face. How do we do that? One of the ways of doing that is to take a look at the role that we accept. Sometimes we accept it without even realizing that we've accepted this role, the role that we accept from people who have told us who we are, but it's not our true nature. So we have to overcome this ego, which is what it basically amounts to, and we have to overcome something else too, societal conditioning. What does that mean? That means that the society, the world in which we live, that we were born into, wanted us to fit, wanted us to, I call it the collective mind, wanted us to be able to integrate into society in a way that we didn't create any friction or any problems, any disruptions. That's what that was all about. Well, there's a way to overcome ego, and there's a way to overcome our true nature. And that way, I call that way to overcome meditation. Meditation is a path that we can take to help us go within ourselves and take a look at who we are. And from taking that look, we can find or discover the meaning of life. Now, you take these techniques, there's some techniques that you have to employ. The techniques of meditation means, to a certain extent, getting quiet. It means being able to focus on our breath. It means being able to listen, not so much to the noise that we normally hear, but listen to the little still small voice most of the time that comes from nature, or it could come from the universe, or it could come from what people call God. But the concept is still the same. It's a technique to quiet our thinking and to go inside. And then we want to integrate that technique into our daily lives. We want to make sure that we are including that technique in how we're living our life. Now, as we gain power, and we hopefully will gain power, we'll start embracing what I call compassion. Already, we have embraced, hopefully, unconditional love. But once you embrace that, you get the power to actually live a life of unconditional love. And along with that power comes something else. You get an understanding of the meaning of life. And once you get that understanding of the meaning of life, it brings you to the point where you can experience a true celebration and what I call creativity. And we're going to get into that as we talk in other videos. We're going to stop our sharing here. We will get into that as we go into other videos. But the bottom line is, if we become who God intended us to be, we will be able to become who God intended us to be. And when we are able to become who God intended us to be, we can live our life completely in God and become what God intended us to be. Let's stop our sharing and go back to our beginning to recap. If you want to know the meaning of life, you have to grow spiritually. You have to let part of you, not the mental part or the physical part, but the spiritual part, that inner part. And in order to do that, you do it through meditation. And when you get that understanding and get that view of the meaning of life, you are able to grow spiritually. And through that growth, you develop unconditional love and compassion. It sounds very difficult to do, but it's really not. It's your natural state of being is what you're trying to get to. And with the embracing of ego and societal norms and the way the world is, if you focus too much on that, you'll miss it. We'll talk about more about this in our next video.